Management track for chemical engineering. Hi, I'm currently a junior college student majoring in chemical engineering, not in the US, and I'm hoping to enter the management track in a top engineering firm, and I'm seeking advice from people from this industry. After much consideration and research on choosing which career path to take, I've decided to get my master's in battery related lab and enter the industry and rise through the ranks to get there. I've also considered PhDs, but a lot of people, even here in this sub, have been telling me that if you're not determined enough or enthusiastic enough about the subject, it's going to be a torment. Also, the monetary gain from getting a PhD is not going to be greater than the sacrifice made during the PhD years. Yes. However, I've decided upon my master's because I hope my master's experience will, in the future, provide me with an advantage when it comes to promotion in the industry, as it is proof that I have knowledge in my field. Okay, especially if you're passionate about battery related labs, then that's fine. However, an MBA is not a viable option for me because the cost of an MBA at the top 10 universities would be too high. Okay. My ultimate goal in terms of my career is to reach a senior management position, example, executives, in a global firm, which I'm hoping to reach by the age of early 50s. These are great goals, and good that you're setting these goals. One of the reasons why I've decided on this path is one, I do not think I'm going to survive in academia. Okay, good to know about that yourself. Two, management in a chemical engineering field is something that I'm happy to be working for. And three, I would want to make an above average salary. And four, the fact that I'm trilingual, wow, look at you, would actually give me an advantage when working for the industry. So I'm hoping to get some advice on whether the path to reach management position is a reasonable path to undertake. If not, I'd be very happy to hear other ways to reach my goal. Any tips, suggestions, advice is very much appreciated. Thanks in advance. Okay, so I think you have some great goals, and it's great to set these goals and know that you're working towards these things really early, and then set intermediate goals to help yourself get there. I think that this is a great mentality to have, and to know this going ahead. I'd say the fact that you want to get them, you saying you want to get your master's because you hope it will help provide you proof that you have knowledge in your field. I'd say that you don't need a master's to demonstrate that you have knowledge in your field. Also, getting an academic master's does carve you into a specific niche. And most people that I know that get academic masters really generally want to go a more technical route with their career. Uh, so I wouldn't necessarily get the master's for that reason, especially if you want to go to management. I mean, you can go like technical management, but you said you want to be an executive, and executives have broad experiences and broad knowledge. So I would argue instead, if you really want to go get the executive route, I would say, one sec. I would say start working as soon as possible. Get your foot in the door and get that work experience. That those 2+ years that you're gonna spend getting your master's are just 2 more years that you're not working and building your business resume with your business acumen. Your business acumen is what gets you those roles as an executive. You have to have some technical knowledge, enough technical knowledge to know what you're talking about, but it's business acumen that you have whenever you're a executive. And many companies have rotational management programs specifically for the engineers to rotate them through a bunch of different roles within the company, and then they kind of get exposure to leadership in the company because they're in this rotational program. And then the rotational program theoretically follows you throughout your career with that company as they move you up strategically as you're growing. That's something that I would spend more time trying to focus on getting, is access to a rotational program and a leadership program, a program designed specifically to develop leaders within a company. That's the kind of program that I think would be more valuable to you than necessarily a technical master's. Uh, Again, you could get the technical masters, but I don't feel like you need to. And I that's 2 years that you're not growing your career and you're not making money. And that's you want to make more money. You want to be an executive because you want to make more money. You and everybody else, but then start making money. The over the length of the career, your career, the amount of money, especially if you want eventually are going to be an executive, that means you're going to have a point in your career where you have an extreme growth in your earning potential. The masters doesn't do that for you. It's the other things that you've done working for companies. I'd say I have similar aspirations, and here's what I did. I got a job where I got access. My first role within my company, it was not super technical. It was technical enough, but it put me in a position where I was close to the people that were making decisions. I worked in proposal engineering, supporting engineering proposals and then other proposals at the core of my company's business. And part of my job was interfacing with the leaders in the company that made decisions on pricing and how we approach trying to win work. And then that exposure then got me exposure to leadership in the company. And they said, hey, Daniel, would you be interested in doing something more commercial? And commercial is all of the aspects of projects and that is not the technical. So all the financial decision making and contract management, all that kind of stuff. These are things that executives are making decisions all the time. So I moved into commercial management, and now I'm still in commercial management, trying to feel out what I want to do next. I probably want to go into project management to get an experience of how our projects run and have that demonstrated experience on my resume that shows people, yes, I know how these projects work and how to run a project. And then after that, I probably want to go somewhere into operations management, where I'm managing an office and managing profit and loss for a section of a business unit. And then that's how you get your path into executive leadership, is you get that more broad experience and that exposure to people that can be advocates for you in your career development. And then that's how you kind of get that faster growth into executive management. It's not carving yourself into a technical niche and then trying to get promotions up the technical ladder. So, I mean, this is my opinion. This is my view on the matter. So maybe let's consult the people of Reddit to see what they think about your goal and your pursuit of executive leadership. Make your goals known once per year. Yeah, you just got to be annoying about once you start working. Again, start working as soon as possible, and then be almost borderline annoying. These are my goals. I want to be an executive leader. Here's the goals that I have in the immediate time to help get me there. Manager, what do you think? My company does a performance and development program where you're going through your goals with your manager and then your skip level manager every single year to make sure that you're actually tracking towards your goals, and that's how they also assign promotions and pick people for new roles. So something to keep in mind. This person said is rotational programs. Yes, I said rotational programs. Yeah, rotational programs, 8 to 24 months at a plant or at a facility, and you could do all different types of things. Big companies have rotational programs. Another person asked you if the stress of upper management is actually worth it. And here's my comment. Do you need a master's to break into the industry? If you get an entry level job, that's more time with you working for the company versus losing 2 years of company tenure to your master's program. Someone else said rotational program. That's a good idea. Management needs to have a good understanding of the technical, but you don't need to be an expert. But getting a master's in engineering is what usually people are trying to do to become a technical expert or an SME do. So, yeah, that's my take on going the route of a master's to get into management track. I don't think that that's the best investment of your time, but best wishes to you.
I'm miscommunicating. I just made a pilot, then they threw me on the stations. Now I'm not complaining. My thoughts get complicated. I cannot explain in layman's. Never losing focus because I ain't chasing payments. Still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries. Thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify. They put me on the station.